Hey, welcome back to another week of Cybersecurity Unfiltered. Today's I'm going to do a little different mix, guys. Why don't we talk about a myth that's out there that people don't really understand, or people really think that IT might have it covered. Anyway, I'm Bob from New Jersey. We have Chris from Detroit, Michigan, yeah, somewhere out there,
North
and
of Detroit,
Matt
yeah.
from Pittsburgh.
Oh, you got my city right. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, we talk to a lot of people, and people always think that business owners say, "Well, my IT guy's got it covered." Is cybersecurity really an IT issue, Chris?
I mean, I have a caller that's calling companies all the time, and the most common objection we get is, "Oh, I have an IT person." So does every other company that's ever been hacked.
Mm-hmm.
IT people, IT person, and they do treat it like that. They treat it like it's an IT problem, not a business problem. And let's just talk it out, right? If you get attacked, if you have a cyber attack, and it affects your business, and you can't do business, who do people blame? Do they blame the IT guy, or do they blame the business?
Every day, it's the business.
Yeah. Your insurance company is going to blame you, the business, not the IT guy. They're going to blame the business. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about cybersecurity is it just gets lumped in all the time with IT. Because have you guys seen it? Like we do a lot of co-managed stuff, and every time it's somebody in IT that has to answer the cybersecurity insurance questionnaire.
Sure.
They don't have business leaders like the executives in charge working with the IT person. A lot of times they just pass it down to them, like, just answer this for me.
And they just check the boxes.
He's not on the hook when he has it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, what's going to happen when you have an attack? And let's say if you have regulatory compliance or something like that, are they finding the person? Or are they finding the business? They find the business.
They're going to find the business owners and the leaders.
Yeah. If your business
Not the IT guy, actually, if the business shuts down, the IT guy will just go get a new job.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, that's even a better example. It's like, okay, if it's a small business and you're the owner, you can blame the IT guy all you want, but he'll just go get another job, and now you have to restart your business. If it's bad enough, you might just lose the business.
So IT is a part of it.
It's a part of it.
We're way past it being antivirus, and the IT guy will fix it, etc.
IT risk is IT risk. Cyber risk is business risk.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
At the end of the day, that's as easy as you can get. It affects the business. You have to be able to conduct business. If you can't conduct business, that's a problem. And a live example of this is what's happening in Nevada right now. They're under cyber attack. All the state offices are closed down. Are we blaming the IT guys, or are we blaming the state agency for not doing enough to protect themselves? I'm not in Nevada, so I'm not blaming anybody, but you get the point.
Curious to see how that one plays out.
Yeah. Let's think about Clorox for a second. They outsourced their help desk to a third-party vendor, and when they got hacked because they just gave up credentials, what was affected? The business. Their stock went down. They lost money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a
lot of money.
Oh yeah, a lot of money. Yeah. So I'm kind of just like over the objection, but I really do think that it's a problem in business where they just try to blame IT for everything and say it's your responsibility. At the end of the day, though, it's the responsibility of the owners, of the board. That risk is at the top.
Oh, and I'll go on a limb and say that IT has some responsibility, but as we said, it's certainly not all.
For execution,
somebody needs to
IT is part of the solution.
Mm-hmm. But there needs to be what? Some kind of documentation or some kind of policy?
Does IT write your policies? Does IT write your strategy for your business? Do they manage the risk of the entire business? No. They don't.
So for a small business, what would you say they should do? If they say, okay, my IT guy's not responsible for it, what should I be doing? What should they be doing?
Well, first of all, if you're a small business and you have an IT person, great. Whether that's an internal person, whether it's an external person, external company, that's great. But again, what are you doing for cybersecurity? If your answer is a tool, you've already failed.
If your answer is a tool, you're a tool. Sorry.
Whoa. I said that.
That's on.
Well, we're going to lose a lot of people with that one. No, but
Bad.
if your answer is a tool, you've already failed.
There's no Band-Aid fix, basically, right?
There's no strategy to it.
Yeah, it's a strategy. It's not a technology.
Executives own the outcomes. Period. So where's your strategy? What are you going to do if you have a cyber attack? Where's your PR strategy? Do you have one?
Exactly.
Like,
And there might be places that can help with this kind of thing for what you need to have in place, what you need to document. Who's responsible for what?
What?
I don't know where those places could be.
How do you respond to an incident? How do you recover from a disaster? And a disaster might not be an IT disaster.
We call the IT guy.
What if your roof blew
Just
off?
call the IT guy.
Are you telling the IT guy for your roof blowing off?
Roof's leaking. I mean, I have been called when the water heater's leaking.
Because people like to put servers in water heater rooms. Don't ever, bro. I've seen this so many times. I cannot believe that this is a thing. I don't understand that. You put water next to electricity.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's
a bad idea. That's a whole different discussion. I could even go off on having that equipment on site at this point anyway. But yeah,
like and at the end of the day, we need leadership to take onus and take ownership of the risk in the business, and that might involve somebody in IT to be part of that conversation, but it's not the full conversation. Like, do you even know the top 10 risks to your business? Do you know who owns each part of the risk? Are you doing data classification? Do you know who has access to all your data? That seems like an IT function, but is it? Does your IT person own the data, or does somebody in your company own? Is somebody in the company the owner of the data, like for HR data?
And I would say that's a day-to-day business function.
Yeah, finance data.
Staff been trained on how to classify data or what there should be. Who owns that responsibility?
So I think the thing we're trying to get to is we have to stop thinking about this as just an IT risk and think about it from the business perspective. If you're not thinking about it from the top down, there's a problem. And you should talk to somebody that knows something about cybersecurity that can help you address those issues. Because an easy example could be, hey, we're doing backup. Cool. Do you test your backup? Well, sure. We restore every once in a while. Okay. Do you know how long it takes to restore your backup? Like all of it? Oh, I'm not entirely sure. That's usually the answer I get.
You're down for a week. Can you not operate for a week?
And what is the impact on your business at that point? If you have a business email compromise, let's say you're the CEO and you accidentally clicked on a link and you put your credentials in and they got access to your email and they blast out a bunch of emails. True story, by the way, not us. What's the impact to the business? You can blame the IT person all you want, but like those emails, they're not blaming the IT person. They're blaming the person who sent them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we saw that recently from a county government office. They, somebody did that, and the bad guys got in and started blasting out the law firms.
I saw that from an IT company from a state I've never done business in. Emails me last week from their IT support because their IT support email got hacked.
That's impressive.
Sending me phishing emails to log into some portal. I'm like, I had to look them up. They're in Virginia and they do like government work. And on their website was all these compliance certifications that they have. We're SOC 2, we're all this. Well, I'm sorry. It's cool that you're SOC 2 and all, but like that's compliance. That's not necessarily cybersecurity. And your IT support email is emailing me with phishing emails.
Got a problem.
Oops is right. And who am I going to blame on that? Well, that's not IT support. So maybe we'll blame IT for that, but that's where it stops. I went and looked it up. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So we kind of wrap this all up. In a breach, in an attack situation, it affects the entire business. It doesn't just affect IT. IT might be part of it, but it does affect the business. So we have to treat it as such. We'd love to hear your comments about that. You can tell me I'm wrong. That's cool. We can have a conversation. You want to come on here and we can have that conversation.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's a major problem because, like you said, people think IT's got it covered until they don't, and then the insurance company comes along. And the guys, then the other piece which you can bring up next week is, I got cyber insurance to cover this, and
Yeah.
Everything is properly done.
We're going through that right now with one of our customers. They got told they needed an entire IT disaster recovery plan to get their insurance, and they don't have one internally. So that means you have to have a communication plan. That means you have to be able to talk about recovery. How long is that going to take? What systems are going to come up? A business impact analysis. All this stuff has to be in this, and they didn't have it. And so we're helping them with that. But I want to say one more thing before we leave. Test your cyber. I know I said tools, but at least test it. But one of the things I would look at if I'm dealing with IT and I'm dealing with an IT company or I have internal IT is, where do their skill sets really sit? Are they constantly updating them? Are they constantly pushing for innovation? Are they constantly trying to deploy new ways that are more secure and can actually streamline the business? Or are they still deploying stuff from like 2010 or someplace between 2000 and 2010? Is that their mindset? Because if that's their mindset and you're trusting them with cybersecurity,
AV protects everything.
This is 2025. This isn't 2010. And I've had so many conversations with business owners who trust IT people that are still deploying computer networks like it's 2010 or 2000. It's terrifying. They have no idea how to do it in a modern world. And
it's changing more quickly. I mean, in 2010, what we learned then might have lasted, a few years. It doesn't anymore. What we learn now might be a few months.
Yeah, but I challenge you to go back and look at how everything is deployed and ask the question, is this modern? Take a conversation with somebody else. If somebody else can help you look at it and bring a more modern approach to your IT, it might actually bring some level of security with it, but maybe it saves you enough money that you can put some of that money back into the cybersecurity program.
Oh, I like that, though. The idea of challenging, what's been done. We're not saying that it's done wrong, but
no, I think we should challenge everything.
If they get argumentative when you ask, maybe it's worth a conversation. It's always worth verifying.
I was just doing a risk assessment, and they brought their IT person on the risk assessment, and I had to pause during it because it turned into this person was just defensive. I'm just asking questions. I'm collecting information on how you're doing business today. How are you doing this today? And I finally had to pause and say, look, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here just to collect the information on where you are today so we can figure out how to recommend a path forward. I had to de-escalate the situation because it was slowing us down so much because the person was so worried about this.
Yeah.
And
it's unfortunately not as uncommon as it should be.
No, but having an IT person in that risk assessment is a very valuable thing, but that risk assessment is not designed to be technical. It's designed for us to, it's designed just to figure out where you are. Let's set a baseline of where you are from a cybersecurity perspective, and let's just and figure out what your risks are, the top risks to your business, and figure out what we can do to address them.
Well, honestly,
exercise.
I'll throw this out there. You might not like someone else. So you're the IT guy. Let's say there's anyone watching this that happens to join an assessment any of someone like us might be running. How do I politely say, shut up, you might learn something? Because it's never going to be perfect. None of us ever do an assessment where everything is perfectly right. We're just trying to see where you are to make it better.
Or I can help you get the things you've been asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the approach. I just had de-escalate because I'm like, we have this time together that we need to run through this, and if we always pause and reflect negatively on something that you can't necessarily control right now, it's just going to slow us down and make this the worst
It's a
experience.
later discussion for
Yeah.
things.
Right. So keep things on track. But to your point, you're right. People don't like to
Why
challenge.
don't we wrap this one up? And I'm going to close something out and say, hey, if people are still here and listening, it would be a great time to tag a business owner who still thinks cybersecurity is just an IT thing, because they probably need to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
We need to run a poll. I'm gonna
Run a poll?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna run a poll.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that.
That's a good idea.
Yes, no, maybe. Don't understand.
Yeah, I think we need to run a
Can
poll.
we add a line for I just want to argue with Chris, since he said challenge me?
Great, we're gonna turn into Jubilee and we're gonna get canceled. All right.
Bye, everybody.
All right, guys. Till next week.